Okay, people, just have a look. We got disconnected because of the electricity thing. And I think there is a new one. Yeah. So let's continue. So we were talking about this question about George, and this thing is done. The second part. Now it says George takes a ball at random and okay. George takes a ball at random from a bat to notes its color and replaces it. He repeats this thing 220 times. How many times would he expect? Would he expect to take a white ball? So this is just about the basic idea. That is again one of my favorites, the question of expectation. So this is about nice question. It's not about just the thinking process, the decision making, but nice question about relative frequency, which is another name for probability, and the expected value, expectation, that is based upon the concept of ratio proportion. So now it says, how many times would he expect to take a white ball? So 6 times out of 11, back to 6 times out of 11, that is how you would take a white ball out. If he is taking T is for total. So if he is doing the experiment 220 times, the number of times he will get it is X. So therefore, X comes out to be 120. Another way, expectation is the relative frequency or probability multiplying with number of times. So now over here, multiplying with number of times, 6 over 11, it can be in fraction. This can be in decimals, no issue. Multiplied with 220 and we get the answer as 120. So I think this is done. Another question that is about without replacement. So I hope everything is set. Let me just double check. Okay. So now it says a bag contains some blue counters, some red counters, and some green counters. Yasmin takes 2 counters from the bag without replacement. Complete the tree diagram. 7 plus 6, that is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. So the denominator is 16 in the first branching. Then it's 15 all along. 1, 2, 3. And there are 9 possibilities. Why there are 9? Because there are 3 colors. And it's repeated twice. So this is the first time. This is the second time. 3 into 3 is 9. That's 9 possibilities. What are the different color combinations that we have? We have blue, blue, we have blue, red, we have blue, green. Red, blue, red, 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 green, green, blue, green, red, green, green. So there are 9 possibilities. Blue after blue, the numerator decreases. The rest of the numerators are the same as the previous one. Red after red, the numerator decreases. The 2 numerators are the same as before. Green after green, 3 becomes 2. The 6 and 7, the 6 and 7 are the same as before. The rest is just multiplication. Now, what is it asking for? Find the probability that at least one of the counters is red. Now, someone says probability sometimes makes me feel like Alzheimer. That is because you haven't studied it from the basic from me. So maybe that is the reason. When we start in A levels, I start from the basic of O levels. Don't worry about that. Right now, just have a positive mindset for tomorrow that you can handle every question, any question that comes along your way. So at least one of the counter is red. It could be exactly 1, exactly 1, exactly 1, exactly 1, exactly 2. Got the idea? 1 red with blue. There are 2 options. 1 red with green and red with red. That is not exactly 1 red. That is exactly 2. So just multiply the denominator 1, 16 into 15, and then just take care of the numerator. 7 into 6, 6 into 7. Some people can write this, multiply by 2. Some people can write this, multiply by 2. It's exactly the same thing. And red, red, that is 6 and 5. So this is what you're getting. If you want to reduce, reduce it. Lot of people ask questions that there were 2 good questions on vectors. So I think I'll skip vectors. Again, this is a nice question on coordinate geometry. So let me focus on coordinate geometry again. So this is nice conceptual question on coordinate geometry. Simple, but not the traditional thing. So now it says P is the point R comma 4, Q is the point T comma U. The midpoint of PQ is 1, 3. Let me call it M. The gradient of line PQ is negative 1/4. Gradient of PQ. Find the value of each of the following. So we have P, we have Q, we have P, we have Q. And I have marked M over here. That's the midpoint. Therefore, R plus T divided by 2 is 1. R plus T divided by 2 is 1. That's one equation. 4 plus U divided by 2 is 3. So you got a U and you got one equation, that is R plus T is 2. So that is equation 1. And we haven't used the gradient thing as yet. Gradient of PQ. So this is P, this is Q. The gradient of PQ, replace the value of U. That is another equation. That is 2 over R minus T is negative 1/4. So equate these two. So this is 2 over R minus T is negative 1/4. When you solve this equation, you get equation number 2. So this is equation number 2. This one is equation number 1. R plus T is 2. Solve it simultaneously. You find the value of R, you find the value of T. Quadratics, we talked about it a lot. Trigonometry, we talked about it. Let's talk about this polygon and 2D, 3D mensuration. So this is also a nice question. It says the diagram shows a regular pentagon with center O. Regular, it means all the 5 sides are equal. AB is 6, OA is D. This angle over here is 360 divided by 5, that is 72 degrees. Since it is an isosceles triangle, therefore one of the angle is 36. We are focusing on one of the triangles. Sine of 36 is opposite divided by hypotenuse. We find the value of D, 5.10. Area of OAB, that will be used up later. That is this whole triangle. That is half into AB sine C. Okay. And volume of pyramid, that is 1/3 base area into height. So before, you people are the first one who will be getting the formula sheet. The other ones, they were getting individual formulas. So now they're saying the regular pentagon ABCDE, that's the pentagon from the first part, forms the base. The vertex X, the vertex F is vertically above O. It's vertically above O. The length of each sloping edge is 14. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. So now focus on this. That is OA, which is 5.10. This is how much? This is the height that we are looking for, and the slant height is 14. So that is a right angle triangle that we are working with. And OF comes out to be 13.038. Area of base, half AB sine C. That's right from here, half AB sine C. So it's 1/3 base area into height, and then you get this answer. So again, this is one of my favorite questions. So let me just put a nice question label over here. So that's a nice question for 3D mensuration. And it was about a pyramid. This was about pyramid. This was about a pentagon. And this was also about basic trigonometry. We use Pythagoras theorem. We use sine. So yes, it's basic Pythagoras theorem. So I'm focusing a lot on 2022 because I believe that the year before that, that has more importance. And then I'll also go into 2023 a bit. This is that time thing, the currency thing. I think you people are good at this. Now this thing, yes. Something about reasoning, statistical stats in reasoning. So let me write over here, nice question. That is about statistics, and it's about some basic common sense reasonings. So now let's read this question. It says Marco grows two types of tomato plants, type A and type B. He counts the number of tomatoes growing on each plant. The result for type A is given below. Calculate the mean number, calculate the range, that is the highest minus lowest value. The mean number of tomatoes per plant of type B is 17.1 and range is 8. So when I compare these two, focus on this, type A versus type B. The means are different, the range is different, and is it about the weight? Number of tomatoes, yes, the production. How many tomatoes? The yield, that's the right word. Make two comments comparing the number of tomatoes growing on each type. Look at it properly. It says more tomatoes per plant for type A versus type B. The mean is more. It's based upon the mean. There, you won't simply write the mean is more, the mean is less. That is stating the obvious. You have to write in the context of the question. There are more tomatoes per plant on type A as compared to type B, because this is higher, this is lower. And range, the dispersion, the variability. There is more consistency in type A because it has a lower range as compared to type B because it has a higher range. So these kind of questions the examiner asks. Cumulative frequency, I think that is basic. Let me explain another graph question for one of my favorite student. So now over here, it says mensuration and graph. A cuboid has a height h and a square base of hx. So x into h, that is the volume. And as far as a surface area is concerned, so what do we have? We have x into x, that's x square. X into h, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. The left and the right, the front and the back. So left, right, front, back. And this is the base. And the top, everything is added, multiplied by 2. You get this thing. From the volume equation, you make h the subject because h is nowhere to be found. That means h was made the subject earlier on. So this is step number 1. And this one is step number 2. That is how you do the proving. So that is for 2 marks. Complete the table. The unknown values, you plot it over here. And then you are seeing one thing that I have pointed out. The number 98 is appearing twice, once in 3, once in 5. For some reason, we will soon see. And this is not just a quadratic graph, because this part is quadratic, this is reciprocal, so it's a combination. That's why they're not asking you to sketch it. They are asking you to draw it, plot it. So this is plotting. On the grid, draw the graph of this thing. So all these major points are marked over here. That is this one and this one. And then we have this one. Just make it a bit more obvious. It is obvious, but I'm just making it a bit more obvious. Like this. And then you join it. And then it says, find the minimum possible surface area. So the graph is of surface area versus x, because that is what you have proven. Show that the surface area of the cuboid is given by this. The surface area is dependent upon the dimension of the base. So the minimum possible surface area, that would be somewhere over here. So it's for a value of 4. And how much is this value? That is something like 88 or something, 92 or something. So the thickness of my line is more. The thickness of your line should be pencil thin. Of course, you'll be using a pencil. That is 92. And this is a nice question. The cuboid has a surface area of 120. The height of the cuboid is greater than the length of the edge of the base. What does that mean? We'll think about it. Find the dimensions of the cuboid. So surface area is 120. Therefore, draw the line y. Actually, A is equals to 120 because on the y-axis, it's written as A. So this is a flat line. It's cutting at 2 points. One of the point is this. The other point is this. So 2.2 and 6.4. 2.2 and 6.4, there are two values. If I take x as 2.2, because of course it's x. If I take this as 2.2, h comes out to be 12.4. If I take X to be 6.4, I get H to be 1.465. What does it say? It says the height is greater than the length of the edge of the base. Height is greater than X. This is height, this is X, this is height, this is X, this is not. For us, because they are asking height is greater, find the dimensions of the cuboid. So this should be X 2.2, 2.2. Let me just remove this thing because maybe you will get confused with this thing. So therefore, let me write the reason over here. Discard this value because based on this, height is smaller than X. And over here, accept this thing. Why are we accepting? Because height, X is 2.2, height is 12.4, 12.40 is greater than 2.2. So this is X, this is X, this is H. That's how the dimensions are written. This is a nice question. Let me explain it. So question number 4, I think this is part C and then something like that. Okay. So let me just remove the blank pages so that it's easier. Okay. Now let's have a look. So now over here, this is 5. This is 5C. This is 4C. This is 4. Okay. So another nice question over here. This is about set notation. So nice one. That is about sets and Venn diagram. And it's also about basic probability based upon Venn diagram. So sometimes they can ask even this basic question. Got it? So now it says sets in Venn diagram. It says X is an integer between 10 and 40. So there are many of them. Actually 31. 40 minus 10 is 30. Add 1, that is 31. P, X is a multiple of 6. 6 2s are, 6 1s are, it's not there. 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. X is a square number between this, that is 16, 25, and 36. Write down the elements of P union Q. So this is P, this is Q. Take all without repetition. So 12 is taken, 16 is taken, 18 is taken, 24, 25 is taken, 30 is taken, 36. We won't write it twice, we just write it once. So write it once. Got it? Find number of elements in P complement intersection U. So P is this thing. P complement would be too many. How many would be intersecting with Q? So are these all these 3 numbers in this range? Of course they are. So therefore, a P complement. So 16, 25, 36. This 36 is common. So this is out. How many are left? 16 and 25. So there are 2 of them. Since it's asking for the number, that is 2. Use set notation to describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram. So this is definitely B complement. And C and D are intersecting. So first of all, it was C union D. But first of all, it's B complement. So B complement is there. Now you want to unionize, have a party, just go ahead and have a party. So that is C union D. And let's talk about this thing. Another question. It says in a college, students can study French, Spanish, and Arabic. A group of 25 students are asked which language they study. Some of the result is shown in the diagram. So this was shown. And now another information. Let me add a page. Let me fill this up. So let me start from scratch. In a college, students can study French, Spanish, and Arabic. 25 students are there. All the students who study both Arabic and Spanish also study French. So both Arabic and Spanish, so Arabic and Spanish also study French. That means they're already part of this. 7 students study French only. So 7 students study French only. So 4 plus 1. We don't know what is this. 8 students study Arabic. So Arabic is 8. Use this information to complete the Venn diagram. Now over here, first of all, let's focus on this. This is 0. This is 0 because of this 7. All those who study both Arabic and Spanish also study French. This thing is done. Now over here, let's talk about Arabic. 8 students study Arabic. So one thing is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. Therefore, 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 0. Therefore, 5 plus 0 is 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So this comes out to be 3. Now, this 5 is already there. Add it all up and find the value of x. So x comes out to be 3. 7 students study French only. So we can also do this. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus this thing, this is x. Let me just double check one thing. And let me look at the mark scheme also. Let me just double check this particular question. So over here, there it is. So 7 students was French only. So that was this thing, only French, not the whole thing. And then we add this all up and equal to 25. So you find the value of 3. So that is how this thing is done. Let me go back over here. Now it says 2 of the 25 students are selected at random. Find the probability they both study Spanish only. So Spanish only is 5. So 25 becomes 24. Numerator becomes lesser over here. So 25 becomes 24. 5 becomes 4. Multiply. This is just like red card, red card. There is no multiplication by 2. The order does not matter. The order does not change. 3 of the students are selected from those who study French. It does not say only. Now 15 study French. This is French only. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. So that's how you get 15. Of which 5 study Arabic and 10 are non-Arabic. 5 study Arabic. So this whole thing is the Arabic block. From all these French speakers, these 5 study Arabic. Now, what are they asking? Find the probability. Only one of them also studies Arabic. So now how many are selected? 3 of them. So 10 non-Arabic, 5 Arabic. So 15, 14, 13 decreases. 10 and 9, non-Arabic, non-Arabic, Arabic, and now the order matters. So now this is like this. If I have 3 alphabets, let's say A, and B, in how many ways can they be arranged? It's a little bit higher. So this is AAB, ABA, and BAA. There are 3 ways of arranging this. So this arrangement, this 3 is for this thing. This 3 is for this thing. That is how this thing is done. This is basic simultaneous. This is all good, all clear. So I hope everyone can hear me. Okay. So now over here, let me just check one thing. Okay, this is redirecting. I just got scared that it was going or not. So now over here, this thing is a little bit slow, I think. Okay, I hope this is going good. Now, can you all hear me? Just let me know. Okay, now let's look at this. I think it's going. I think it's going. It was stuck there for a second. The diagram shows a wooden bowl. It's made in the shape of a large hemisphere with a small hemisphere removed from the center. The diameter of the large hemisphere is 20. So the diameter of the large is 20. And then this thickness is 2, this thickness is 2. So therefore, the diameter of the small one should be 16. The width of the rim of the bowl is 2 centimeters. Show that the total surface area of the bowl is 364 pi. Hemisphere Curved surface area, 2 pi r square. That's half that of a sphere. Base area, pi r square. Now, what is happening? Large diameter is 20, radius is 10. Small diameter is 16, radius is 8. Curved surface area, 2 pi r square. Curved surface area, 2 pi r square. Naturally, both the r's are different. So now this is this r over here, that's this r over here, this is this r over here, then this r over here. This is 128 pi, this is 200 pi. And then we have the top thing, that thing is shaded, that's right over here. So this is what we are shading, this thing, that is simply the difference in the areas of the two circles. Just use the diameter. This is pi r square for the large. This is pi r square for the small, that is 36 pi. And it's a very good thing that they have asked us to leave the answer in terms of pi. So that's a perfect example. So now add it all up, 200 plus 128 plus 36, that's 364 pi. It's good that they have given us the answer, and I think it's for 3 marks. Okay. Now, extra page. Now it says the bowl is made from wood. The mass of 1 centimeter cube of wood is 0.74. So it's not density, and it's technically density, but they're making us do the ratio way. Calculate the mass of the bowl. So that means unless and until I have the volume, I cannot calculate the mass. So volume of big hemisphere, that's 2/3 pi r square. Volume of small hemisphere, that's 2/3 pi r square. This is 10, this is 8 over here. And then volume of the left output, that is, this is 2/3 pi common, 10 cube is 1000, 8 cube is 5112, that is this thing. That's all you need. Volume of hemisphere is half that of a sphere. So 1 centimeter cube has a weight of 0.74. Therefore, this much volume will have a weight of m. That is 756.42. Use the unrounded value, at least 4 SF. I talked about it. And then write this answer over here. Now comes the even more interesting part. That is this thing, which is another bowl, is mathematically similar to the first bowl. And it's made from the same type of wood. The total surface area of the second bowl is 546. Calculate the mass of the second bowl. Now, these formulas I have written over here. Mass and volume, they are directly proportional, as we have seen over here. Got the idea? So now, step 1, area of small to area of big is length of small to length of big whole square. But instead of the length, they have given us the area. Total surface area is 546. The previous surface area is 364. So small, big, divide, take the square root. That's the ratio of the length. You don't need individual length. You just need the ratio. So that is the first thing that is done. That is ratio of length. That is right over here. Now for step number 2, what needs to be done? That volume of small to volume of big is length of small to length of big whole thing cube. Whatever is the ratio of volume, that is the same thing as ratio of mass. So now mass of small is 756.42. And mass of the second bowl, that is the bigger one, that is unknown. This is 0.81649 whole cube. And simplify, this is the answer that you are getting. And this is definitely one of my favorite questions. So very, very nice. It's not just very, it's very, very nice. Conceptual question. Let me write conceptual properly. Related with area and volume of similar figures. So this is about 3D. This is about surface area ratios. This is about volume ratio, and mass is directly proportional to volume. So just have a very good look at this particular question over here. Okay. So that is this thing. And let me just focus on some of the responses that the examiner needs to take care of. Now, for example, I'm not going to too much detail. There was another thing. Instead of exam responses, I'm just looking at this thing. Specimen was all discussed thoroughly. It's all in the videos, all the 6 papers. And I'm looking for something. Now in 2023, let me just have a good look. Let me look for a nice question that you might find it beneficial. All these videos were uploaded a week ago. This one, I'll just go over this. So now it says the diagram shows an open container on a horizontal surface. The container is a prism. The container is a prism with a trapezium as its cross section. So that is the trapezium. This thing over here, that is the cross section because it goes all the way to the bottom. And then all the measurements are given. Calculate angle DCB. So this is D, this is C, this is B. If you want to calculate this angle, calculate the small angle. So this is 24, this is 24. Out of 28, 4 is left. This is 16, this is 16. Find the small angle, add it to 90 degree. So this is 14 and add it to 90. Now let's look at this thing. Khalil pours water into the empty container at a rate of 4,000 centimeter cube per minute for 2 minutes. He says that the container is now more than 2/3 full. Is he correct? Show your working. So 2/3 means this decimal also. If you want to work in decimals, then use at least 4 SF. Step 1, volume of container. That is the cross-sectional area multiplied with height. That is this much. Volume of water is 4,000 into 2, that is 8,000. The ratio of 8,000 to this much is 0.663. This is a little bit lesser. So no, he is incorrect in making this claim. So that is a basic thing that they have asked. And let me read from the examiner report. This is evergreen. It's the same thing that people make mistake all the time. So let me give you a particular, some idea over here. This is 21. Yes, it makes sense. Let me choose this color. Candidates are encouraged to review the solutions to make sure they have answered the question. Very, very important. And they have given the answer in the required form. Candidates should ensure that show that type of question. They present all the work clearly. Candidates should take care to write time in the correct form and when converting between different time formats. That is the 24-hour and the AM PM thing. In some places, candidates gave inaccurate final answer due to inappropriate rounding of intermediate results. That means work in at least 4 significant figures at all the steps. Typically, intermediate values should be rounded to at least one more significant figure than given in the question. That means what is required, one level up. So remember this word, one level up. So that is the rule for accuracy. Got it? It is important that candidates retain sufficient figures in the working and only round the final answer to 3 SF if the answer is not exact. So these are the main things that they ask. Let me just go to another paper. And this is something basic. A basic question. I mean, again, a nice one. So let me write over here. This is nice one. A group of k numbers has a mean of 56.8. X bar, sigma x over n. Instead of n, it's k. Mean is this. Therefore, sigma x is this much. The new number 52 is added to the group. So now 56.8k plus 52, that's the new sum. The new mean is this much. How many numbers were there? K. One more was added. Therefore, the new mean is this new total divided by k plus 1. This comes out to be 56.5. Solve and you get this answer. I would advise you to take a screenshot of this particular question because it's a nice one. And if you missed it, you can take it later. Again, something important, very important property. Interior angle plus exterior angle always adds up to 180. Exterior angle, sum of exterior angle is 360. Each interior angle in a regular polygon, n minus 2. This exterior plus interior, this is for regular polygon. Each interior angle is n minus 2 into 180 divided by n. Now, what else is there? This kind of question is done previously. Basic trigonometry. And I think I would just be signing off. And I think we did everything related to O-level maths 4024. And just be very careful. Show all the work. You're all set for the exam. Have a good night's sleep. Sleep is a must. Do not attempt anything new. Do not attempt anything at all. Just relax. And now you're fit for your exam. Wish you the best of luck for tomorrow.